そうか。昼間のうちに他のマスターに会ったんだな。
He knows. The servant knows everything from the beginning. I realized that long ago, yet I
だから
still...
昼間は出歩くなって忠告したのに。まあしょうがねえか。あのお嬢さんの話は本当だぜ。あんたが派遣された聖杯戦争はもう半年も前に終わっている。
I still wanted to trust that servant.
この聖杯戦争を起こしているのは
俺たち以外に誰がいる？いや、だいたい聡明なあんたのことだ。そんなのはすぐに気づいたはずだ。なのに自分をごまかして記憶さえ閉じ込めて一生懸命おままごとを続けやがった。しかしまあそれもこれですっきりだ。もういいだろうマスター。この茶番はさ、聖杯戦争を続けたいあんたが引退した連中を引き戻して遊んでいるだけってわけだ。
A wicked laughter. He's getting on my nerves. He's getting on my nerves. He's getting on my nerves. He's getting on my nerves.
私を騙していたのかアベンジャー。
人聞きの悪い。単にあんたが聞かなかっただけだろう。5回目の聖杯戦争がどうなったのかを聞いてくれれば、あんたがどうやって殺されたか教えてやったのに。
Died. It hurts. My chaos-filled head hurts. My eyeballs that glare at him hurt. My disordered breathing hurts. And above all, a throbbing pain in my left arm, as if it's just been amputated.
苦しいか？だが大丈夫。あんたならすぐに落ち着くさ。きっかけはあっけなかったが、気づいたのならこれで。
The shadow holds his hand down. The feeling of my left arm shoots through my brain.
黙れ。よくも今まで。
I trust him. I thought of him as a
お
comrade.
前も私を裏切ったんだ。
The moment I let loose those words, I lose all rational thought. Just being there, unable to bear even my own existence, I ran out, my feet taking me somewhere on their own. As if just running away. My torn memories, the left arm spilling invisible blood, they have taken all rational thought away from me. I can't remember. I certainly heard it, yet I still can't recall the conversation I heard with that girl. Dead, she said. Someone had died on the fifth Holy Grail War was over. Died. Who? I fled back then, too. Not even hearing that the Holy Grail War ended was enough to disturb me. So, how did such a trifle end up destroying me so thoroughly? I run. I have nowhere to go, yet I'm running towards one very certain place. My left arm feels like it's being torn off. The sense of pain invades my mind, causing endless chaos and confusion. I who left my hometown, an antique that had no place in the association. I was driven further and further into a corner as I tried to find my worth and could not. After leaving my hometown far behind, I then realized just how much I loved it, yet I could not go back. I had nothing definite, my own self was still vague. It built up an imposing exterior, nothing more, and on that day, for the first time, I saw a strength I could rely on, not needing anyone. I selfishly admired that, thinking how much easier my life would be if I could be the same. I cringe in pain. I have morphine in my bag. This would be the first time I've ever wanted a painkiller, but I can't inject it into my left arm, so I'd rather have it right in my spine. That way, it would hit my brain right away and I could forget everything. Forget it all about it. I don't want to hear about who died. I came to this town as a master. I couldn't care less about that man. But why was I the one chosen? Bezet Fraga McRemets is a sealing designation enforcer. Any way you slice it, a Holy Grail war in a faraway eastern land is definitely outside of her jurisdiction. There has to be a reason. There has to be another reason I'm here. That reason made me so happy. I was so happy to be able to meet him again after all these years. I'm a mess who died. I'm a mess who died. I'm a mess who died. Hey Karen, how's it going? If you kill Karen, I'm going to be very upset with you. How wonderful, I can hear a silver-colored song. I'm finally here. The place I never entered up until now. The place I had wanted to visit for a long, long time. From what I've heard, it's a small yet elegant chapel. He abstained from luxury and lived a life of self-imposing stringency. I'm sure the building will be very much like him. Gloomy decorations and tension in the air. These were all aspects of him. The vestiges of the man I trusted, making me nostalgic just thinking about it. Why didn't I come sooner? This is where I'll find him. In the Fifth Holy Grail War, the priest will always welcome those who visit the church and... Wow. This place is shit. Eh? This isn't what I heard. Nothing but ruins and an unfamiliar girl waiting for me in this place.
あなた
The pain is at its climax. It's as if my left arm is falling off.
神父の代役です。琴峰綺麗はここにはいない。もうこの世のどこにも存在しない。目を覚ましなさい、バゼット。あなたが望むものは初めからなかった。琴峰綺麗がただの一度もあなたを愛したことがなかったように。
I was chosen because of the recommendation he gave me.
監督役から直々に指名があるとはね。何か個人的な交友でもあったのかな、バゼット君。
Not even vulgar sarcasm of the association fazed me. I was happy to be chosen by the man that never chose anyone. But we never continued from where we left off as last time. Mixing business and personal affairs would only disappoint him. Having recognized my abilities, he recommended me as a master. Therefore, when I met him, it would be as the victor. Wow, he did it just so he knew how to play you. Damn. I intended to see him only after winning the Holy Grail War. Everything was going smoothly. I made a contract with the ideal servant and set up my base in a Western-style mansion, which had been used by Magus before. He went there, killed her for Lancer to get an extra servant because he knew that he could do it. Soon all 7 masters would be present. As I was preparing for the upcoming battle, he came to visit me in that room and... He killed me. I've remembered. Those were my last moments. The fate of one miserable master that was called to the Holy Grail War, yet never had the chance to participate in it.
この茶番はさ、聖杯戦争を続けたいあんたが引退した連中を引き戻して。
It's exactly as Avenger says. Kotomine attacked me from behind, and I was on the verge of death. My left arm holding the command spells had been torn off, and I was left alone in that mansion. My wound would have bring death if I moved even slightly. Yet it was also a fatal wound that would eventually kill me even if I didn't. Barely alive, I made a wish from the bottom of the consciousness that was running on it together with my blood. Not for revenge. With death overtaking me, I had no room for anger at being betrayed, nor was it despair. My dimming mind felt no sadness at a betrayal. At that moment, I had but one thought remaining in my heart. I don't want to die. I don't want to die in a place like this. I don't want to die in such a pitiful way. I can't bear dying alone like this. Time had stopped more than halfway towards death. I kept on screaming until the remains of my life were all used up. And then...
お前が俺のマスターになるのは
a mysterious and unfamiliar something.
契約が続く限りその望みを叶えてやろう
happened to hear me. It was most likely what used to be the Holy Grail. The formless void inside the Holy Grail smashed by the winner of the Fifth Holy Grail War. By all rights, once the Grail had been destroyed, it ought to have returned to the Throne of Heroes. But that thing lived inside the Holy Grail. No, inside the wish-granting Grail, it had finally taken the form of the hero everyone had wished it to be. It was a servant reborn inside the Holy Grail. The one called all the evil in the world, having become the demonic Grail that grants people wishes, it had answered my call. However much of an embodiment of the Holy Grail he may be, he was a servant. Without a master, he would disappear. Though an impossible miracle, an accident that would never happen again, he had finally become the hero that everyone wished for him to be, and yet he would disappear, having lasted not even one night. Our mutual interest happened to coincide with the fact that neither of us had a future. Of course, I was already about to meet my end. I was delirious. I had no time to contemplate the beginning of that being's nature. I was just terrified that after my death, my body would rot, decay, and eventually become nothing. That's why only one thought remained burning in my mind as I laid on the verge of death. I don't want to die. I want to extend the contract. Thus, the thing that had lost its old shell, known as the Holy Grail, found a new home in me by forming a contract. I lost consciousness the very next moment. That is, I died. Hey everyone, New312 here, and welcome back to Fate Hollow. Ataraxia. It's been a really long time. But I want to fucking finish it, so I'm gonna fucking finish it. Let's fucking finish it. It actually took a really long time to catch up with what the fuck was going on. So when I miss a couple details, it's because it's been a really fucking long time. So what's left here is my corpse. A pitiful misconception repeating the same 4 days infinitely, frolicking forever inside a walled garden. Had my last wish been, I want to be resurrected, I doubt he'd have been able to grant it even then. He said it himself. The dead cannot revive the dead. To give form to the dead is a privilege reserved only for the living. That's why the most he can do is deceive the soul. He preserves the soul separated from the body, and for as long as the contract is in force, he will play this convenient dream, with real life set as its stage. It's lavishly ornamented. A hollow, like a cradle, built in the depths of slumber. That's right. This never-ending Holy Grail War itself is what Bizet wished for. And that servant was my very own wish-granting Holy Grail. Wow. I finally get to the church, several minutes behind Bizet. I knew this fleet-footed lady ought to seek refuge here. For Bizet Fraga Mekaremets, this church is the last bit of support she can rely on. It's also the one place she should never set foot in.
オルガンが聞こえやがる。面倒なことになってなけりゃいいんだが。
Even though, judging by her good murder earlier, I can expect to meet with instant death if I face her right now. I'm not the kind of servant who would abandon his master when she's at her most desperate. Preparing myself for the possibility that my head is about to part ways with my body, I fumble in the darkness until my hand finds the door. Oh hey, how's it going? Inside the abandoned building, there's a woman feebly hanging her head. And at an altar, there's a silver flower in bloom.
よう、その様子じゃほとんど思い出したってところだな。
The woman doesn't answer. Looks like she calmed down, but guess she's still mad at me.
ありゃ、まだご機嫌斜めですか。仕方ないな。特別サービスだ。本当は聞かれなきゃ答えねえんだが、ここは包み隠さず、正直に世界の仕組みを説明してや。
必要ありません。あなたが答えるべきことは2つだけだ。
She cuts me short. There is no emotion in the words she shot at me. The woman has become a machine. In that case, there's no need for me to stay human either.
私が望む限り、聖杯戦争は終わらない。
Yes.
聖杯戦争が続く限り、私は死なない。
Yes. That's fine then. She passes me as she heads out of the church. I can't believe it. Right now I'm genuinely shocked.
待て。ならいいってなんだ。ここまで来て振り出しに戻るのか。
1日目に戻るのはいつものことでしょ。今さら何を言うのです、あなたは。
Oh wow. The tables had been
わ
turned.
からないな。からくりを知ったんだろ。ならもういいはずだ。この世界は死にかけだ。終わらないが続かない。そんなところにいたって何にもならないじゃないか。
それは外の世界も同じことです。私も、私を取り巻く世界も、それを許す世界そのものも、とっくに崩壊しだしている。再生はない。あとはただ、滅びをどれだけ緩やかに引き伸ばすかだけの話だ。
She's terrified. She's saying she's terrified of the inevitable death.
私たちは未来のない世界に生きている。そんな現実に戻るなら、ここで永遠に繰り返していた方がいい。そうだ、もっと早く気がつけばよかった。裏切られたからって悲観することはない。元から私には何もなかった。あんな場所で生きるぐらいなら、4日間しか続かなくてもここで生き続けた方がマシだ。
That's wrong. Being weak is fine, but stalling in here is a bit of a waste. What was it that you struggled to breathe up until now for?
こっちのがマシか。それこそ何を今さら口にする。現実が厳しいなんてそんなことあんたは生まれた時から分かっていたんじゃないのか。
She's pessimistic because she's weak. However, it's swallowing up that weakness and dying. That's the number one sign of being human. That's what the priest was saying.
話はここまでです。戦いを続けます。あなたは私のサーバントだ。私の方針に従っていればいい。
Bizet is leaving the church. This is completely beyond my expectations. I thought that once she regained her memories, she would reject the silliness once and for all.
こりゃもう一押し必要かな。
Unfortunately, I can't really think of anything. Well, whatever. If the master intends to fight, the servant ought to just follow along. The one last push will be a job left for the hero of justice.
あなたはまだ続けるのですか？
There's a woman standing at the altar. She's so sensitive she might just die if I get any closer. The distance between us now is the closest we can manage. It's not like we could ever talk to or touch each other to begin with.
仕方ないだろう。契約者が続けるって言うんだ。使い魔が自分から契約破棄したら魔術師のルールが壊れる。
わかりました。確かにあなたの立場ではそれが最善でしょう。
Her tone is cool and indifferent. Since one of us care much for the other's existence, our conversations are never any longer than they need to be. However, for whatever reason,
あなたに会いました。とても楽しそうだった。
she brings up something unnecessary.
ああ。ま、楽しい分にはいいだろうさ。
I give a vague reply. Whether I should show joy or envy, react with surprise or with sorrow. Honestly, I have no idea.
外でマスターが待ってる。そろそろ出るぜ。
The atmosphere is getting awkward, so let's get this over with.
忠告してあげるわ。契約を切るか、このまま続けて終わってしまうか。どちらにせよ。なら、いっそこのまま。
I don't want to hear it. Her statement isn't even correct in the first
ま
place.
さか。助けを求めるのなら救われないものはない。どんなものであれ、最後には救われるんだ。
呆れた。それをあなたが言うの？ アンリマユ。
もちろん。ま、俺の言う救いは人間の救いじゃないがね。
Ain't got no clue about bringing salvation while alive, unfortunately. Those that fell into despair can't be changed. So instead you just need to switch that despair into something more meaningful. As one lies on their deathbed, being able to savor the illusion of a well-spent life in their final moments ought to bring happiness to any human.
ねえ、今でも本当にこの願いを終わらせたい？
当たり前だ。もう何億回繰り返したと思ってやがる。
嘘つき。
The woman goes up the stairs. In the end, I'm the only one left in the chapel.
何億回。
A string of ordinary days that I already know everything there could possibly be to know about. A world dimming ever so slightly with every new event. A world that I've never personally experienced, but where everything is known to me at the same time. There are still some gaps in it, but I'm sure even those are just worthless bits of daily life. Well, anyway.
嘘つきって、俺を誰だと思ってやがる。アベンジャーが正直者のわけねえだろうが。
Being criticized for lying doesn't put me in a good mood, that's for sure. Just what does that woman think I am anyway? Next, Cradle Hollow. Oh, back to this fucking regular day shit. Ah, third time. Third time's the charm. In the end, I'll go visit the church. I can't remember how many times I've dragged myself here. The rules of the 4 days do not apply here. I can meet and part with her however many times I wish. The two of us would eventually run out of things to talk about, though. New elements do not enter here, so it's only natural that I would someday fill in all of the events. I come to the church to fill in the blank spaces, and this will be the last time. Visits after this one will mean little to me. It's not that I'm tired, but I've run out of vigor. What I need is momentum, not rest. Let's go produce a little energy. The performance was rather short this time. After expecting so much, it's a bit of a letdown, but seeing as it did give me a little energy as I was after, I guess it was fine. The grinding heat in my chest feels good. And they do say it's bad for your health if you don't get angry once in a while. However, I'm not satisfied with what follows afterwards. Karen, who has finished her performance, again stands in front of me silent. It may be just me, but she looks to be even in a worse mood than before. You could even say she's standing imposingly. The cloudiness matches the sky in this church. Rather than piercing sunlight that makes you feel alive, it is this deathly grayness that matches the church so well. The church itself has a long history, built way before the war. It was renovated after incurring heavy damage during the Third Holy Grail War. A person named Kotomine Rise was dispatched as a qualified candidate who was particularly familiar with the land. He was the father of Karen's predecessor, Kotomine Gire. Kotomine Rise, despite his young age, performed the role of the supervisor of the Third Holy Grail War. In recognition of his achievements, he was entrusted with this church. With plenty of experience under his belt, he strove for an even better outcome in the Fourth Holy Grail War, but died due to unforeseen circumstances. The local noble Magus he assisted suffered unexpected defeat, and the war ended in chaos. The Fourth Holy Grail War, the battle that caused Shinto's Great Fire, the third one was 50 years before, roughly around the same time as the World War, and the fourth one was just as the newly modernized economy was about to stagnate. And with the Battle of Emiyashiro was involved in half a year ago, Fuyuki's Holy Grail War came to an end. Oh, Karen, are you upset? Up to this point, it's been 200 years. It's amazing how much such a sacrament has been carried out until now in such a far eastern land. The tenacity of the participants that tried to reach a miracle was near fanaticism. When it comes to obsession, the Holy Church and the Mages Associations are not much different. I do wonder, though, is that place on the other side really that good? But enough of that.
わかった。何か話をしよう。
ではあなたからどうぞ。私には話題がありません。約束はあなたの話が終わってからです。
俺からかよ。
There's no way around it. Having been outlasted in a contest of silence, it is not my job to suggest the topic of discussion. But I've run out of things to say. There's nothing I could chat about with her, nor do I have anything worth asking. There's nothing that's on my...
ああ、そういえば。
There's one matter of great interest to me.
何か？
いや、そういえば服が違うなって。あんた、夜は包囲を着てなかったよな。
ええ。それが何か？
何って、どうして着替えるのかなと。あれって包囲とは程遠いだろ？今はシスター全開だけど、夜のあんたはとても神職に見えなかったぜ。
No, that was something else entirely. It was beyond the point where it could be overlooked just because it's also black like a cassock? Cassock? Cassock?
それは神父にしては軽装すぎるということですか？
It was pretty form-fitting.
軽装すぎるんじゃなくて、イメージの問題というか、あの服ちょい派手すぎないか？全体的に黒いし、まるで悪役だ。
うん。あれは悪魔払いを行う時のものです。戦闘用の服装ですから、包囲とはイメージが異なるのは当然かと。
ああ、悪魔払い用の戦闘服なんだ。確かに動きやすそうだったけど、ほとんど裸みたいなもんだし。
つまり私の服装に何か個人的な意見があると。
I mean, I didn't have an issue with it.
意見っていうより疑問。動きやすくてもあんなんじゃ不安でしょうがないだろう。というか、誰の趣味だよ。ほら、その下手な水着よりヤバいっていうか、むやみに戦場的というか、なんだ、言いづらいことなんでうまく言えないんだけど。あれ、下を履き忘れてない？